YouTube, Dano_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Glory Hunter. In today's episode, we have got a mammoth doubleheader as we play Manchester United and Arsenal back-to-back in a couple games that are going to determine where we look to lie this season in charge of Newcastle. Obviously, last year we won the Champions League. We've already done the league title here in England as well with West Ham. So, look, the best position for us to finish is sixth, but there's a couple of reasons as to why I think that may not be possible, which I'll touch on in a second. Obviously, got to recap the first 13 games that we've been in charge. We are officially having a run in the Cabaret Cup as well, and obviously the FA Cup is the big part of this season, considering we have no other competitions to really focus on, and the league is kind of taking care of itself. First place I am going to start, though, is the French national side, and as I load up the schedule, give it a like and do subscribe to the YouTube channel because it really helps out. I've got a couple comments of late, but I really would like to see a few more comments come out on the channel, so please do let us know. More so trying to get the YouTube up to scratch in terms of up to date with where this channel is at the minute. With that being said, and this season being less episodes, I'm hoping there's going to be maybe a Football Manager stream or two in the future of the Glory Hunter save, which would be great. If we have a look there in the conference qualifying there with the French national job, we only drew one game at home to Austria in a game we absolutely got offended in. Outside of that, we scored 3 or more goals and conceded only in a handful of games to get through top of the group. We are qualified very, very easily as well. I do lie, we did only win 2-0 against Turkey up there. In terms of our results here, though, we have been absolutely... I wouldn't say we've been absolutely fantastic. Of late, we've been absolutely fantastic, but we've been a little bit meh. Good start. We obviously saw the game against Norwich. We beat Villa, Southampton, and then Man City absolutely annihilated us at the Etihad, which I was okay with. We then lost to Liverpool at home. It happens. Liverpool were a very good side. We went on a streak of clean sheets before drawing to Bournemouth. We then were leading 2-0 away from home against Palace and threw away a 2-0 lead. We had an over XG of 3.7, so we copped a little bit of a famine there. We beat Everton 1-0. We drew to Fulham 2-2. We led 1-0 and 2-1, so yeah, one of those games. Leicester, we won. Leeds, we won. Middlesbrough, we won, which currently sees us in the position of 4th. We've also got Wolves in the Cabaret Cup quarter-final. If I make the semi-final and the FA Cup 3rd round and 4th round draws aren't particularly great, I will give you said semi-final just to see if we do make the final in Wembley, because look, if we win the Cabaret Cup, I'll put it on the honour board in the Excel spreadsheet. In terms of the reasons why I don't want to... why I might need to finish 4th this season, which means that we're going to have to focus on Europa League at a later date at some point in the save, is Bruno Guimaraes, Perez, Frimpong, Osimhen and Sane have all wanted to have transfers to leave. Isaac's now happy at the football club because we got past the window and Liverpool no longer wanted him. It's fine. Kaká got a bid from Chelsea, kicked up a fuss. He's now happy because Chelsea went and signed Melier instead, and so he's happy to stay. And lucky last is the big one. Lacroix never got a bid, but he had interest from everyone, and no, he never got a bid. He's now happy to stay because he believes that we're going to finish in the Champions League. So I'm in this weird position where I could make a few players unhappy, but for the good of the sake, to manufacture a 6th place finish is not too bad. In saying that, though, if we win against United here today and Arsenal having a pretty poor year, I'm going to find it hard to probably finish 6th. You know, you're already looking at Arsenal, a team that should be in and around. Just sat Vieira, only got 15 points from 14 games. West Ham's only on 17. Spurs on 23. And Norwich, even though they're in the Champions League, are starving off relegation at the minute. So that leaves me in a position where City haven't had a good year. Chelsea, United, Liverpool are ahead of us. 5th generally gets a Champions League spot due to coefficient anyway, so I need to come 6th or 7th. I just think this might be a bit too hard with how good our team is to actually go out here and do what we need to do. With that being said, though, our team's in fantastic situation in terms of how good we look. This is what I perceive to be our best 11 at the minute based on form. I'm finding it very hard to not concede goals, and then this side seems to concede the least. Salmaker has worked his way in over Frimpong for me. He's been very good going forward, and he's been defensively solid. Morgala's speed just helps out. Lacroix is Lacroix now that he's happy he's here. And Sergio, the fact that he keeps getting picked by Brazil, has played 5 times for him. I'm starting him now over the other fullback there in Merlin. Sivert, Bellingham and Tisney. Tisney's finally scored for France, and he's up to 3.5 star. Yes, this guy is this good. Yes, it's scary. He's been fantastic. Isaac's been scoring goals for fun out on the left-hand side, coming in 8 and 13 for a winger's nothing wrong. And Osimhen, since coming back from injury, has got 11 and 9, and yes, he's that good as well. Lastly, I want to touch on is Brown. He has developed so wonderfully well this season. It is ridiculous. Already at 3-star as a striker. I've actually started using him as an inverted winger on this side, and the main reason is that crossing ability is not bad, and he naturally looks to still finish anyway. Look, I think this guy is going to be incredible, and he's going to be a Newcastle legend long past us being here. Now, without further ado, let's get into this game. Man United, I'm half hoping we lose, but there's a world where we win. It's a weird position to be in. I never like losing games on FM, but there's part of me that's like, oh, can I manufacture a way to finish 6th? This would be one of the games we should lose. Now, Mamo, who we sold, he was playing at centre-back with Coppola. Diego Dalot, Parisi, pretty good player. Simon, Skip, Timbers, out of this world, fantastic. Anthony, Fabio Vieira's come from Arsenal, interesting. Sancho and Rashford as well. If you're looking for people on the bench, Harry Maguire, Brendan Soppy, who I've not called up for my front squad, even though he's fantastic. We've got better players. Marcus Leandro, Sandro Martinez, Max Aarons. Yeah, it's a pretty good Man United squad, let's be honest. All right, let's go out here. We're at St. James's Park. The Toon are going to be absolutely going ballistic. The fans want me to finish in the Champions League spots. I think for the good of the save, this is a team that we have to finish 6th with and see what we can do. But, look. A good result, what would be a good... It's a weird way to think about it, but a good episode here is we draw to United and lose to Arsenal. Or we lose both of these games. And that gives you Arsenal a 3-point catch-up and start hopefully giving them some form. Thing is, though, is that like Bellingham does something, or Salmakers does something, or Osimhen just scores every chance, that we're that good. Anyway, Tisney looking for Isaac, doesn't find him. Sergio, the Brazilian, driving and still going with a good ball back stick. His name's Brown, and Lewis Brown, one youngster to another. Brown at the back stick, what a header, what a goal. You can kind of see why I want to finish 6th, right? Because if I'm doing this to Man United at home, what am I going to do to teams in the Europa League? What am I going to do to teams in the Europa League? But anyway, Sergio, ball in, back stick, Lewis Brown, great header, great goal. We're 1-0 up. And it's a pretty good positioning. We've had 62% of the ball. We're generally very good at home, just away from home, whatever. I'm actually glad that we gave away points to Liverpool at home, and we're still going to play City at home. It's a good thing, because we'll probably lose at Anfield. And obviously we won't be focused on that in that time of the season. Rashford looked offside, to be fair. Wait and see. I thought he was half a yard offside. If not, then look, this is the thing about the league and why I'm not going to focus on too many league episodes this year. It's a weird position to be in Glory Hunter. Because, okay, goal's been given. I thought he was offside. And this is like the beauty of the challenge. That's a ball and a half, to be fair. He's probably on because the ball's come from so deep from Dalot. I'm actually admiring the ball. We can't really tell from here, to be fair, game. He's on by a mile by the looks of the lines, though. So there you are. But for me, it's a weird position because like if I win games and we have a good year and we finish top 4, which, I think this squad should definitely be finishing top 4, then great. But for the good of the save, we really probably need to try and finish 6th. Anyway, Salmakers Brown gets on the ball, whips one back stick. Isaac looked offside, clear off the line by Parisi. And it would have counted, so there you go. Been the better side here first 45 minutes. It's important though to still showcase these big games so you guys know what we've built. And now the club's a little bit more of a happier spot in, because I was getting questions in the press after the window closed in August. Dynamics, you're losing the dressing room. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of people upset here, but there's not much I can do. Anyway, Isaac, good couple of touches. Down he goes. Coppola dived in. That's going to be a pen. And Victor Osimhen's going to have a chance from the spot because he's very good with a pen. That's the other thing, is that this side is going to romp the FA Cup as long as we avoid Liverpool and City, I believe. And if we do get them and we do go to a shootout or whatever, we've got some penalty takers. Smith Rowe, who's having a fantastic time with it off the bench. Osimhen with a chance to put us 2-1 up. Unai Simon, what a save. Just talking about how good our penalties are. I've seen Osimhen score 2 pens this year, so there you go. Of course, we're in a live comment, he misses. Civet, Morgella, good save by Unai Simon. Morgalla, not Morgella, Morgalla. Anyway, half-time 1-1. I think if I'm being sneaky, Osimhen's missed a pen, so we're going to get Kevin Kikwi in a game, right? And I'm going to probably throw Hiroshi in there just to say go play, and he might get fed to the Wolves a little bit. I know that's a little bit disingenuous for me, but maybe that's what you do. Yeah. I'm really caught in two minds of That's not a change I would normally make, by the way, that one there. Brown looks dead, and I'm not going to do that. Same with Isaac. The thing is when you bring Smith Rowe in, who, by the way, is having a year and a half. He's up to 3.5 stars because he's been that good. He's having a 7.13, 2 goals free off the bench. He's having a 7.33 in all competitions because of what he's doing in the Carabao Cup. And you're bringing Leroy Sané in, who I rejected 40 mil, but it was like 10 mil up front plus, 30 mil with clauses from buying on deadline day, which he's unhappy with. And yeah, they gave me that money up front, I would have sold on deadline day. I just risk having one less winger. You're bringing these guys off the bench, you're in a good spot. Sailmakers looks dead as well. I'm going to bring Jeremy Frimpong in. And I think in my last change here, I'm going to leave it because I've got one more stoppage up my sleeve. Just in case someone gets injured here late doors, or else I bring Bruno Guimaraes on really late. The one thing I will say is I'm struggling to get good performances out of Jude Bellingham. As Sane picks it up, and he's world class, but he fires over the bar. We've been the better side, which is a good thing. I'm going to bring Jude off with Bruno. Apparently I've made 5 subs. Oh, I have. Okay, never mind. I didn't have the subs anyway to do it. Forget it. Failure to count. Get my fingers out. Time ticks away. Is there going to be a winner late doors for either side? To be fair, we've played superbly well. And this is the thing, and it's a weird spot for me to be in. That's a good result. We've absolutely dominated. I can praise the boys. We've had an extra over 2.5 with 20 shots, 10 on target. It really showcases how well we are and how good of a team we are. But we've drawn, which means we've given away 2 points to someone else behind us. That's a good performance in terms of trying to finish 6th. The awful thing would be finishing 5th in Coalfish. It means you're in the Champions League. But there we are. But if you have a look at 14 games played, Palace, you don't expect to continue this. Everton, God knows what they are. But at least with that win there, Spurs have gained a couple of points. And if we lose Arsenal next game, which may be the thing to do, then yeah. But we need really West Ham and Arsenal to really get into gear here. And Man City to start not losing games as well to push us into 5th. Which is going to make a few more of these players upset. But this is the thing we're balancing. If I can... The board want me to finish in the Europa League, so that's fine. If I can then win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, the players might be okay to stick around for one more year as well, because I don't want this squad to really change. But yeah, weird spot. Glory Hunt is good old fun when you're thinking about all these things. Maybe it should just be, you know what, the Europa League will happen organically. We'll find a club. My issue is that we get to season like 15, 16, we've completed everything, and I'm waiting to find a club with a job in the Europa League, which might be quite hard to do. And then we're in this position again where I'm looking to manufacture at a club a Europa League finish to then attack it with 2 seasons to go. That's my worry. And that's why I think this year, if we can manufacture a 6th place finish, because the board will accept it, and then we have a team that should be odds on to win the Europa League. I think that's the best thing to do. But I have too much pride to go there and go, let's throw a game. Because if I wanted to, against Manchester United, I would have started playing my keeper in the pitch and all sorts. So, yeah, let me know what you would do. What would you do this season? I'll be back with Arsenal. Welcome back, second game. Thomas Tuchel, by the way, has just taken charge of Arsenal, which is massive for them, because that might get them going. In terms of other results, Everton have just lost the game. If we win our game in hand, we're 4 points behind Liverpool, who just surrendered the top spot there as well. Spurs drew to Watford. See what I mean? These results are going in a way where it's going to be very hard to finish 6th unless Man City decide to get on their high horse and start closing it down. I want to just show you guys what Wolfsburg's done, because obviously we had the option to go here. We decided to not. They then got Joel Dahl Thomason in, and well, to be fair to the Danish superstar, they're having a very good year. Team's pretty similar to what they've done. I wonder who's brought in, but they're second in the Bundesliga. They're predicted to come top 3. The only reason why we ended up going for Newcastle is this squad's insane. This squad should win the FA Cup and tick off England. And because the board was happy for me to finish in the Europa League, I can kind of see why the Wolfsburg board were like, look, we're giving you 89 million, go do what you need to do, win the, go try and win the Bundesliga. Have a look at the people they brought in too. They brought a guy in on a free, who, look, 35 years of age, but I can understand as a backup. They brought in Diallo, who I think is very quick and knows what he's doing, and like they've done okay with their business, to be fair. And they made 40 mil of sales for other people too. So look, I think that's one of those ones where it was close. Definitely think we're in the right spot because there's a lot of things that can go right to complete stuff of the challenge here with Newcastle. But yeah, it's an interesting spot. Anyway, in terms of the team, slight injury to Sivert, so he's come out. They're same with Lewis Brown, both with a training injury, out for 9 days to 3 weeks. Sivert's out for another 1 to 4 days, so he'll be back. So Great comes in. It's important to play him to keep him happy. I've been actually rotating through the Cabarro Cup, which I'll do for the FA Cup if we keep getting easier fixtures, which means Smith Rose on the right, Isaac Stark keeps his spot, Tisney, Bellingham obviously do too. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we can do here in this game against Arsenal. Be interesting to see what their squad looks like. I'm telling you right now, if they lost the FA Cup, we would have seen Vieira get the sack last year. That's why Pochettino lost the FA Cup final, lost against me in the Champions League final. We took over this squad. That's the reason why we're here. They've got a guy called Matt O'Reilly. I know that name. Aaron Ramsdale's still here too. So, I haven't used Saliba for France. He looks good, but I have so many centre-backs at France. Tisponda, Zinchenko's still here too. Kaim Adameni, oh my, what a player. Odegaard, Baraka Saka, Baku Saka, Gabriel Jesus. They got Mohamed Sigmund, who's a Frenchman that I haven't called up. Benjamin White's still here. Kieran Tierney. Diaby has not been playing enough for him, so I've dropped him from my France squad as well. So yeah, and they got Luis Felipe. It's a pretty good team, to be fair to Arsenal, so they're severely underperforming. Big fan of Tuchel's work. Obviously, it's a big blow for Sivert. And if we get defeated here, it could be issues too. But we'll wait and see. Anyhow, if you've enjoyed this episode so far, give it a like, subscribe. And as mentioned, the question is, what would you do? Would you manufacture a 6th place finish? Or would you just go, you know what, it is what it is, you'll find a Europa League win at some point? I just think that this Newcastle team is just too good to... it would be too good in the Europa League. I would be virtually unstoppable. Be what Chelsea was when we lost the final to them. Win every game, don't drop anything, and then smoke a lesser side of the final. Anyway, ball to Adeyemi. In the Lukonga. O'Reilly hits one from distance, hits the bar. Well, that far away from being 1-0 down at the Emirates, which, if we want to finish 6th, this is a kind of the game where you're just like, Arsenal can win this one and it's okay. It's one of those. Arsenal can win this game and it's okay because it gives them some points back and it gives Man City a chance to leapfrog us as well. And Magala clears. To be fair, Arsenal started really well here first 18 minutes. Tomiyasu drives. It's a good run from Tomiyasu too. That's a pen more than likely. I thought it was a pen. Tisney is going to have the referee go over to the VAR box, which is what they should have done for Matoma on the weekend. Me and Paul do a podcast that you should listen to. I absolutely went there and went ballistic at the referees in that podcast. But wow, somehow not given. Sergio, who Brazilian international, picked him up 14 mil, can't believe it. Sailmakers. Smith Rowe goes with it, comes back inside. Morgala, Smith Rowe, Ugrade, Tisney, Lacroix, Sergio, Isaac. This is the thing, is when we get into our groove, we are very good. As Isaac beats the tackle of Adeyemi, the Brazilian wonder kid finds Isaac again. Great movement, and in the end, to be fair, good defending right at the last from, I think it was Saliba. But, first 20 minutes Arsenal dominated. Now look at what's happening here. Smith Rowe against his former club. Morgala picks it up again. Sailmakers, Smith Rowe, Sailmakers, Morgala. In a very good position at the minute. Smith Rowe, Bellingham, Tisney, great ball, Isaac. Oh, Victor Osimhen sniffing around. Serginho, Bellingham, 1-0 for Jude. we shouldn't be too excited, but it was great football. Sergio's now starting to get into his own as well. He's starting to adapt to the league. You can see a bit of Brazilian flair in him. I think he's going to be a very good fullback in the future. But the movement's delightful, and I haven't really got much out of Jude Bellingham, and I love him, and I want him at Liverpool so badly. But Bellingham, top of the box, thank you very much. The box-to-box roll, whoop, 1-0 away from home in what is a massive game in the context of Arsenal's season and our season. But yeah, Tisney now gets in the area. Ramsdale, what a save. Osimhen was brought down. Referee says that it was offside, so no penalty given there. 32 minutes played. Even game of football. Odegaard whips one. Kirk came and collected easily. Kaka thumps one. Tisney, of all people, is the one furthest forward. Lokonga brings it down easily. Odegaard can turn. Finds Gabriel Jesus. Karim Adeyemi. Tomiyasu, of all people, is the one getting furthest forward. Never think of Tomiyasu as that really aggressive fullback, do you ever? Odegaard, what a ball. Jesus was lurking, cleared away. Smith Rowe's got time now to pick a pass. He finds Jude Bellingham in some space to run into. Here goes Jude. Great ball to Tisney. This is where we get real dangerous. The Frenchman misses. So one thing I will say about Tisney, he gets in good areas and he plays some really good passes. He lacks goal scoring ability. You even notice that with my France squad. Very happy with that. This is the thing. There's no lose for me this year. If I lose a game, helps me finish sixth. Win a game, we're doing well. We're going to keep our job. There we are. Thing is if I win the FA Cup this season and we don't finish in the Europa League, there's probably merit for me to ship off very quickly. I won't be accepting a new deal next year, for sure, if that's the case. If I win the FA Cup this year, I won't be accepting a new deal. I'll be looking to leave. So, Genio, you great. You great. Mogala, left it short. Diaby now looking for Jesus. Well picked off by Lacroix. Our back forward's very well settled with these forward back there. Jude Bellingham turns out. Tisney dropping in, lovely. Lacroix, Sergio, Isaac gets crunched. Sergio beats the challenge, and now he goes beyond, and Lacroix really should have fed him in and never did. Tisney now. Good movement here. We're knocking it around the Arsenal midfield, waiting for half a yard to get inside. There it is. What a ball. Smith Rowe. Wow, Ramsdale, what a save. Smith Rowe really should have gone the other side of the keeper, though. Should have been 2-0. Great movement. Very, very good movement. Ball gets cleared. And that's that. Leroy Sane for Smith Rowe. I'm going to bring Kevin Kukui up top as well. Bellingham's dead. I'm going to bring in Iwamoto like for like. Sergio is dead, so I'm going to bring in Merlin as well. Just fresh legs. And with 12 to go, I'm going to bring in Bruno. Tisney's not had the best of the game, to be fair. To be fair, I feel like the midfield's played okay. It's because we haven't had the ball. Like, Ugrate's on a booking and a 6.3. Maybe he was the one that should have come off. But we're going to win this one against an Arsenal side that really, outside the first 20 minutes of the game, hasn't done much. Over my mouth. Here's a corner. Pedro. Kaku, easy claim. Thing is, I'm not going to go defensive at all this season in the league because to see out results. Because why would I? Kaku goes long. Kevin Kukui's a big enough boy to win the header, and he does. Bruno picks it up. Kevin Kukui, the Albanian. Ramsdale gets there right at his boots, or else Kevin Kukui may have had one. They go long themselves, but Ugrate sweeps up. Lacroix is there. Merlin. Poor ball. Really poor ball from the backup left back. And here come Arsenal, deflected straight into Kaku's hands. Highlight still going. We go long again looking for Bruno Gamameras, who pins himself up there. Lokonga. Gabriel Jesus. Kaku, what a tackle. Iwamoto. Great ball out there looking for Leroy Sane. This ball back stick. Isaac to win it. What a ball from Leroy Sane. And Isaac at the best back stick isn't going to have an easier finish. And, well, that's 2-0. We're a really good footballing side. We are a really good footballing side, and we're going to find it hard to finish 6th this year. What a ball from Leroy Sané. Come inside, look up, and ping it straight into the path of Isaac. And, well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's a win at the Emirates Stadium. And I'm happy with that. It's a weird position to be in with Glory Hunter, but if we can't finish 6th this season, then so be it. I will just have to go and look at another place to win the Europa League. But my word, have we got a good footballing side that should win the FA Cup this year? As you can see there, Man City did win 3-0, which is important for us because, that keeps them in and around as well. Other teams there, Villa won, which is good as well. Hopefully they'll start fighting. We need to see Arsenal, West Ham and Spurs start getting a run of results as well if we're going to finish 6th. And we need to start slowly over time giving away some results. But look, last 6 matches, unbeaten, with 2 draws against United and Fulham, where we got FM'd. But yeah, look, we beaten Middlesbrough, we pumped Middlesbrough, I should say, we pumped Leeds. Everton were very lucky not to concede more than 1 goal, and what we just did to Arsenal away. So, look, I am very, very, very good in how I feel about the squad. I'm very, very good in about how this page looks here, because there's a lot of guys that we're, very happy with. My reputation has taken a slight nosedive because I've come to a club outside of Europe from 90 to 85%. The team's playing superb. Next episode is more than likely an FA Cup game, but if we get 2 really easy draws in the 3rd and the 4th round without getting a Premier League club, then I'm telling you right now, it's probably the 2nd leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final if it's against a big team and we want to go target it. With that all being said and done, I'll see you guys till next time. Give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll fix the echo eventually. Thank you and goodbye.